Let's talk about Thriller 40, child. Hi, hello, welcome back to Invincible Jacksons, and my name is Tori. If you do not recognize this channel, this is just my outlet to show my appreciation for the amazing Jackson family, their musical legacy, and all their contributions to the world. Now, as you know, this year, 2022, marks the 40th anniversary of the biggest selling album of all time, Michael Jackson's Thriller. And it's going to be an interesting video today because maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't, but the estate just released their plans of merchandise and special releases for Thriller 40. Now I'm going to be talking about my thoughts so far. I'm going to be talking about my hopes and what I wish to see on this project. So stay tuned. Okay, so now before I get started, let's backtrack to yesterday. If you've tuned into the Billboard Music Awards, you've seen that Maxwell did a tribute of Lady in My Life to Michael Jackson. Now, I have a couple issues with this one. This is going to be kind of controversial, okay? I'm sorry to get it started like that. But I waited like 2 to 3 hours. 2 to 3 hours sitting. Like, I really don't like to watch award shows nowadays. But anything to do with the Jacksons, I'm going to sit through it. So I sat and I waited 2 to 3 hours, and he didn't get to perform until the very end. Now, there was some, good parts of this award show. I was sitting here minding my own business and, waiting for Maxwell to come up. And they started announcing somebody with a bunch of Billboard, awards. Somebody come out to speak, and I'm like, who got all these awards? This can't be nobody but a Jackson. And sure enough, they said Janet Jackson, and I kid you not, I screamed. I'm gonna put my reaction. Oh my God, is that Jimmy Jam? Wow. So humble. We love it here.
What makes an icon?
Oh my God. Happy birthday to her, by the way. Today is May 16th that I'm filming. And, it's her birthday. So, I had to get that in there. But yeah, she came out and basically honored Mary J. Blige with the Billboard Music Award Icon Award. And it was just amazing. She had a standing ovation. She was so humble. She really reminded me of Catherine and Michael, just how humble they are and everything. And I thought that was amazing. However, getting back to this tribute, throughout the whole time sitting there and waiting for it to happen, they would they'll announce people like, oh, so-and-so's coming up. Next performance we're going to have, they even had Travis Scott on there. It's like Travis Scott's coming up, Becky G, Silk Sonic, they would announce it. And then at the end they would say, and a tribute performance by Maxwell. Now I knew what tribute Maxwell was performing, but anybody else who didn't know, they wouldn't have known. What's Maxwell singing? What's his performance by? They never really said Michael's name. They never really did that. And me, sitting there like not really paying attention, I didn't realize that until I've seen everybody posting about it on Thriller. I mean, not Thriller. Oh my God. Thriller stuck in my head. On Twitter. And I have to give it up to Maxwell, applaud him, because they really wouldn't say. I remember at one point sitting there and they were like, Maxwell's going to be doing a special tribute to one of the biggest albums. Actually, it is the biggest album. Don't get it twisted, child. And they were just like Thriller. They didn't really say Michael Jackson. Me, I'm sitting here expecting some big old grand production. Like, I'm expecting, a video montage dedicated to him. Maybe some people who worked on Thriller with him, like kind of how they did with Mary J. Blige. Like they had, you know, black artists, black women who have been impacted and inspired by her. You know, they talked about how she inspired them and everything. And I thought maybe they were going to do the same, because Michael's legacy and the album alone is just that big. When it came down to the tribute performance finally happening, you know, Maxwell did his thing, you know, he sung. I really don't feel like it was a superb, over the top performance as much as, you know, as much like build up that, you know, we were getting. And, you know, I was waiting there for hours and everything, like I said. And, you know, I do actually appreciate how they did pick a deep cut from from the Thriller album, Lady in My Life. That's not really a song that's talked about too much, except, you know, amongst like the mega fans and everything and people within the community. Now, your casual listeners, they're probably not going to mention, they're going to mention like Billie Jean, Beat It, Thriller, you know. At the end, I will say the thing that really got me is when he said, you know, into the microphone, "We love you, Michael Jackson." And of course I was like, yes, yes, yes. You know, the audience, you know, they got hype and everything. And then he puts the mic down, the camera zooms in, and he was like, "I love you, Michael." Like you could see him saying it.
We love you, Michael Jackson.
I love that he acknowledged him. The whole night, it really just, like, you know, looking back, it felt like Billboard was just acknowledging the work without acknowledging who made the work. You know, Michael was the music, and they weren't acknowledging him for it. You know, another thing, like I said on Twitter, people were really upset at the fact that they wouldn't say Michael's name. And the hashtag "We love you, Michael Jackson" was trending. They can never shut us up, okay? And I guarantee you, if Michael was here to see his fans and supporter and the way that we go hard for him, he would be so proud and happy to know that we still have his back when people try to erase him and everything, and erase his legacy and his work and who he was as a great person. All right, now on to this Thriller 40 merch, okay? Now, like I said, the estate on their social media, on the website, recently announced and released like new information about what they were doing for Thriller 40, and I definitely feel like the Billboard Music Award tribute to him was a build up to today. Like it was all planned and everything. So first we have the CD. Now the CD is going to be a 2-disc CD. The first one being, they said it's supposed to have like the regular songs, just a regular track list. And the second one, let me pull it up real quick. It said it's going to have Thriller era bonus material, including previously unreleased demos. Now, we don't know what those unreleased demos will be or what tracks they are going to put on there, because they said it's going to be released at a later time. I'm hoping that it's something that we've never heard before. Like there are a lot of demos already and unreleased tracks that the fans have uploaded on YouTube. There are some I would like to see officially released, you know, by the estate on a CD and on an album and everything. But at the same time, I want it to be something like just mind-blowing that I've never heard before. Now, immediately, you know, me hearing Thriller's turning 40 this year, I'm thinking to myself, what are they going to have? Are they going to have like special vinyl records? Are they going to have box sets? Like, what are they going to have? So they are going to have vinyl releases. One of them being I believe it's called a 180 gram audiophile vinyl. And basically what that is, I think they're doing like it's a one-step process. It's a special vinyl. It's a one-step process to kind of get the sound of it as close as possible to the original master. So they're trying to get it to sound as crisp as possible, you know, make sure it's close to having all the sounds that the original had. Now they are doing the same company. It's not the estate that's releasing it. It's a certain company, and I will link it down in the description box below. Sorry. They're releasing a special CD, and it is called a SACD. Yes, it is SACD, and I believe the acronym stands for Super Audio CD or something like that. And it has the same goal of the audiophile 180 gram one-step vinyl, to get the sound as close to the original master as possible. Now these are for pre-order. The vinyl is $100, and I believe the CD is like 30, something around there. So, you know, they are pretty pennies, you know, in order to get good quality sound. I'm not sure if they will have the second track listing for the unreleased stuff. I don't think they do, but yeah, if you do want a vinyl with the, you know, both the disc and both the track listing, both the original and the unreleased demos, Target is doing a special release of the Thriller 40 vinyl. They're having their own, and I believe it's like $20. At least that's what it is in my area. Now these will be released all on November 18th, 2020, so later this year. And yeah, you can pre-order them. I'll be putting links down below. Now, you know, of course, they had to pull out them clothing merchandise. But let me be real with y'all. Let's just look at it. As far as what they got right here, I'm not impressed. It's a no from me. Estate, I really hope you're watching this, because this ain't it, child. Like, this ain't it. Like, I'm looking at it right now on my phone. That's why I keep looking down. It's literally just Michael Jackson Thriller 40. That's all it is. It's the same logo from the album. That's all it is. There's no pictures of his face. I take that back. That's not all it is. They do have a plain t-shirt and a plain hoodie with his logo in the corner, like at the top. That's about it. I'm not sure if these are the final products, but if they're not, I really hope that you guys are coming up with something, you know, back in the lab. Because I'm so sorry. It's not my cup of tea. Even looking at the Thriller 40 design itself, like the one that's supposed to be on the CD and the record for Target and everything, overall the design it's not impressive to me. I really expected something on the level of Thriller 25, of Bad 25, you know, even Escape. You know, I've seen the work that they did with Escape, especially the deluxe version. That was amazing. I love the design on that one. And I really wish they would have went all out with this, because Thriller is huge. Thriller paved the way for so much, broke down racial barriers. It really changed music as we know it, you know, and it's still a record that can't be topped. Biggest selling album in the world. And I really thought the estate would come through and do better. Now, after looking at all this and taking it all in, everything that was announced today, here are my thoughts. I would like to be optimistic about things, you know, with Michael and everything, because he was a positive person. And, you know, I don't know yet, like the track listing for the second one hasn't all been released. I've even seen some concerning track listing, you know, floating around already, you know. So it's a bit questionable, but I'ma just have to see. I really hope that they're going to surprise us with something, you know, as far as like clothing design. I hope they put out something, you know, something with his pictures. I was literally just on GADGET Trish's live, you know, shout out to GADGET Trish. I love the Jackson family. Oh, it was her on her channel called I Love the Jackson Family. But yeah, I was on her live and we were talking and discussing, you know, the announcement today. And she even said that she would like to see t-shirts with the Human Nature single design, you know, pictures from the Thriller era that have never really been on t-shirts, you know. I myself would have loved to see an alternate cover, do something different with the cover, some like cool design or effect, even like a montage of, you know, there was a lot going on with Thriller, like a montage, like a collage. I don't know what you really call it. There's a certain word for it, but I can't think of it off the top of my head right now. Like a collage of moments and events and stills from the Thriller era, like Motown 25 when he first did the moonwalk and the toe stand and the spin and everything, and making it turn into, I don't know if I'm describing it right, like taking all those pictures and making it form a bigger picture, like the cover of Thriller. Like I would have even loved to see that. Thriller itself is so much depth to it. That's what really just skyrocketed. Like he was already big, but this really set him off into orbit. And I get why. I've seen, you know, a lot of people concerned, and I understand why they're concerned, because there have been some shenanigans from the estate, you know, like recently the whole post about the song of Money, about how they equated it, the meaning of the Michael song Money to someone struggling financially, when the song actually means, you know, it's calling out people who do dirty work for money, people who sell out for money and do dark, ugly things and lie just to get money. I don't understand how they equated that meaning to it, but yeah. And even when they posted a picture of Marlon and said it was Michael, I don't know. It's just been a bunch of shenanigans. I would definitely love to see better as far as track listing for unreleased demos and everything. Some of my favorite demos from that I've, like, you know, heard around from the Thriller era have to be Hot Street. Hot Street has to be my favorite. It has to be my favorite demo. Somebody even talking about Nightline. I ain't heard Nightline in years. I used to listen to that song all the time as a baby moonwalker. Like, when I found it, I was hooked. That was a big part of my childhood, core memory. What's another one? You know, somebody said Got the Hots. I would love to hear his version. Like, I believe I talked about it in my Q&A a couple videos ago, of like his demo version of Say Say Say, the one that shows more of his vocals, and it sounds like it fits more on Thriller. I would like to hear, you know, maybe songs, maybe there was like more songs we just never heard before. Surprise us. We just want to be surprised, blow our minds. I'm hoping there's more. I'm trying to keep an open mind and, you know, not get myself so like, Even with the biopic, there are a lot of people who are still nervous and on edge, because we've just seen Michael's life and people, you know, portraying him as this monster and like not portraying him in the right way. And, you know, it's nerve-wracking for the fans. It's nerve-wracking for the community. So I get it. I get why there are people who are, you know, nervous and on edge. Sorry. About it all. But I'm going to try to stay positive. And we'll just see what happens. I hope there's some celebrations, parties for Thriller 40. I know Thriller Night's coming up and they're doing something extra special this year, 2 nights. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see, you know, what the fans come up with. I know they're going to be coming up with some great stuff. I'm going to be on the lookout for that. Other than that, I I think those are all my thoughts about everything that just happened. I'm gonna try and stay on top of the news about everything. As far as me pre-ordering, I'm not sure yet. I love collecting the stuff, and I was really looking forward to, you know, something to be able to collect from this release and everything. As I said, the design, I'm just gonna have to see the track listing. I think the track list is what, you know, will like set it in stone for me. Another thing I forgot to mention this. As for design, it would be cool to see them like incorporate like something with the toe stand, moonwalk, something, because like that was a big thing. He came out with, like, of course he didn't make the moonwalk, but he popularized. It was the first time he ever did the moonwalk during the Thriller era. They could have did something with that in the design. State, if you're watching, please at least put that on a t-shirt, do something with it. Something amazing. Another thing that I would love to see is this is the last thing, I promise. This is the last thing. Is a documentary about Thriller, going into like maybe hidden things that we didn't know, going into detail. I mean, this is the biggest album of all time. I keep saying that, but like I can't stress it enough. We need more. Okay, that's all for now. Besides that, if you missed my last upload, I did talk about the recent MJ March of Innocence that my friend King of Pop Radio is hosting next month on June 13th, Michael Jackson Victory Day. So go check that out if you're interested in that. It's going to be great. It's going to be a good event. It's going to give people who are passionate about speaking on his innocence a voice, a platform, somewhere to, you know, spread his truth and talk about him and all the goodness that he brought. So that's all I have for today. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see y'all next time.
Can you turn up the background a bit? And I lie, those parts.